Hi guys, today is about maximizing my connection with the land that I live on, and I am going to this Aniwa Gathering event, which is a gathering of this year 50 indigenous elders from around the world um, who are sharing the ancestral wisdoms and the practices of their ancestors, and they're sharing it with people like me, people who don't really have a very strong connected ancestral um, connection. And the event is 4 days long, and last year I went there and it was phenomenal. So beautiful. The messages shared, the energy of the event, the activities that we did, like sweat lodges and happy ceremonies and cacao ceremonies, and just talks about what it's like to be connected to the land where we live. So here I am in this beautiful forest. There's my car and my tent. So I'm going to be camping by myself for the next 4 days and attending the event, um, which is only walking distance from here. I didn't really realize how important it is to connect to the land that we live on. I grew up in the city, and that was not very something I was thinking about. I'd always enjoyed being in nature, but being acknowledging the land that we um, step on, and that we sit on, and that we eat from, and that we do all our regular activities from, is really connecting. When you are, at least that's the case for me, when I am in nature, even if I am sometimes by myself, I don't feel alone. Um, and all these ancestors who are sharing their practices, they all have their strong, deep connection to the land, because historically humans have been living off the land. And so there's deep sense of gratitude and reverence and honoring the land and the water that comes from the land and the animals that would be there, and the trees and the bushes and the roots and the berries that our ancestors used to rely on. Used to rely on the water source for sure. Without the water, you can't survive. Without drinking water for 3 days, you die. So that's like this basic understanding that we need nature. We need the land, we need the water, we need the soil to be able to grow the food, or to harvest and forage the food that is going to nourish our bodies. We need the fresh air, and we need the trees to cleanse the air for us. We need the soil. As I said, we need the animals. For some of us, we eat those animals. Um, and historically, the people who came before us 100, 200, 300,000 years ago and beyond, they relied on the land for everything. So they had practices to thank the land, to pray, to to honor everything on it, and to be grateful when there would be abundance, and to be praying and hoping when there were times of need. So, in our day to day life, when we live in houses and we jump in the car to get to work, to drop off our kids at school, um, it doesn't look like we need the land. You know, we go to the supermarket to get our food, but we are still very much dependent on it. And this event is about slowing down and listening and connecting and realizing that we are one with everything around us, and we are at peace when we are connected with the land. And that is the thing that was very surprising to me last year, listening to all these elders, some of them from Canada, like Native Americans and indigenous people from Guatemala, the Andes, Hawaii, North America. Now this all long lineage of kept traditions, indigenous connection to the land and to the people and to the culture. They were all saying the same thing. They were all saying, we forgot to connect to the land. We try to connect with one another, love one another, be in harmony with one another. We try to do good in the world. You know, most of us have this intention to live a good life, to be good human beings. But there is something about not being loose and feeling untethered to the earth that we're standing on, like the place where we are. And it can make a lot of people feel lost to not have this connection to the land where they come from, but or at the very least to the land where they are standing, where they are living. And one of the things that the elders do, even though they come from all parts of the world, some of them will be coming from Asia over this 4-day period. Others will come from Africa, and others from Europe and the Americas, and some Pacific islands too. They're all saying, and they're all coming to this land where I am now, which is the ancestral land of the Huaviatam. We call them Serranos. It's basically in the Big Bear Valley and the San Bernardino Mountains in Southern California. It is ancestral land. They all come and honor this land because that's where they will be. And they have ceremonies to thank everything around us, and it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. So simple, but we have lost touch with that. And so that's a proposition that the elders are sharing with us. How about you think about your connection to the land where you live, where you work? And also, how about you remember and you honor the land of your ancestors? For me, the land of my ancestors is Europe. It's in France and Spain, and it's far away from where I am here in Southern California, where I live. And so I don't feel that connection to to the land of my ancestors, even though I grew up in France. But for some reason, because I am more mindful about where I am here in those mountains, I feel very connected to the land, and I want to deepen that. Because there is nourishment in enjoying and appreciating and slowing down and being here, now, without distraction. Oh, there's a butterfly that came straight towards my head. And so that's the maximizing of connecting with the land proposition that I'm sharing with you here. Try it. Go to a place of kept, preserved nature in your area. And there's a car coming, so I'm going to stop this video for it is now time for me to unplug completely and go offline. and to be fully immersed in these 4-day events, because every time there is new insights that come up, and I want to really be present and not be distracted by sharing everything on social media with my family back home. I want to take the time. It is nourishing. It is energizing. It is humbling. It is loving, and it's magical. Take care, guys.